Joining me on set today here, I have the defending women's champion of the Sinclair Packard Memorial Race, Miss Zoenique Williams. Good afternoon, Zoenique.
Good afternoon.
And Arthir Pitcher.
Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
That is great. That is great. Push the mic away from you. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're only a few days away from a history making for you guys to be involved in. First Bermuda Day cycle race coming from the East End. Nerves hit yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're starting off at a hometown.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just
Close to hometown.
Close to hometown, but this is a very, very tough course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of hills.
A lot of hills. A lot of dragging out hills, too. Like, coming out of Somerset, you have all the hills. Once you get to the top, you have to come right back down.
Right.
Whereas the ones come out of the East End, they drag on and on and on.
Right.
And it's a very, very difficult course.
How do you prepare for it, Zoenique?
I mean, right now,
Yeah.
you can't really do anything right now. You just have to be, I guess, been training since December, February to prepare for. And if you're not good on hills, then you're not good on hills. You're gonna be shot, you know.
Right.
So, and then I guess the adrenaline from being in 24th of May, the race. I guess that's gonna give you a little boost of something. But if you don't have it, you don't have it, and you ain't gonna get it.
Now, do you feel there's added pressure, the fact that you're the defending champion?
Definitely. I hate all the pressure. I hate it.
Why? Most people like that.
No, I don't. It just.
Most people like to drive on that, and they get built up for it. But you seem to smile your way through a lot of stuff.
I do. I try to. It makes me. I guess it brings on a lot of anxiety, the pressure.
Right.
It's just like, oh my gosh, just can somebody else just take it? I'm willing to work for somebody else this year.
Now, Arthur, you've been involved in big events. You've played in Cup Match. You've ridden this race on several occasions. Big crowd. What do you do to make sure that you feel as comfortable as possible getting ready and getting into the race?
Well, training, obviously. Good with the course as much as you can. Just basically watch the front wheel in front of you. Always stay focused 100%.
Why you want to watch the wheel in front of you if you're on the you want to be in front?
Not all the way. Not all the way.
You don't want to do all the work.
No. You try to save as much energy as possible.
Right.
Until the end.
Without giving away secrets, because I think the other day I was driving the course and I was looking at possibly places where breaks of groups will have to be made in order to determine who's going to be in that lead pack when they come off of what is this, Montpelier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because kind of once you get this turn, left turn at Court, right turn onto Front, if you're not in the vicinity, you're kind of out of the race by then.
Definitely. So what are your ideas? Where should we go? Where should we attack?
I'm thinking somebody needs to Lady Lordon, Shelly Bay Beach, only stretch.
Okay.
That's a bit early. If
Yeah.
You ask me.
Well, and I'll tell you why. No, I don't race, but my thought is, those that are going to go with you and allow you to get, if they let you go and you get over Flex Hill and there's no, once you get over that, you can recover coming down by where your cable and wires used to be. Mm-hmm. If you're still out in front and no one near you by then, it's going to be kind of tough because the only last real hard pull is from the bottom of where Island Construction is, all the way to the top here by the Arboretum. Mm-hmm. So if you are able to get a gap right there, Shelly Bay Beach, remember I said it. Able to open it up. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's a thought. It's a thought process because if you're not a strong climber and you feel I've got to take my chances now, wouldn't that be a ideal spot to do it?
Yeah, well, because it's flat, see, you can try it.
Try.
But once you get to the hills, you can be completely burnt out.
Right.
Especially flats, because like I said, these hills, they drag.
Right.
You know, once you get to the top of flats, you still have a slight incline that just
all the way
punches
past
your legs,
Whitney.
all the way past Whitney.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to save as much energy as you can for.
Say I'm not a good climber, but I'm able to hang in there. Then what's my next move? Where do I?
Exactly what you said. Hang in there. Hang in there.
Because cyclists know each other's strengths,
right,
you know?
Right.
So knowing that you're not a good climber, people's looking around, who's still here,
right.
who's still here, where should I make my next move, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you probably going by Christchurch. They sting it, they're going to sting it at Christchurch.
Okay. That's where you plan to?
No, I don't know what I plan to do right now.
We're not letting out any secrets right now.
Definitely.
Okay, all right. The teams are meeting, the plots are going along, and now let me ask you, because you guys are in teams, when the team meets, is it decided there who the team will ride for? Because I always hear you say that you want somebody else, you want to ride for someone else. You know what I mean? You're always talking about let me do this for my teammate. Is it decided at a team meeting who you want to win the race, or are you deciding that you want a team, any one of the team members to win the race?
As long as Team Green gets on the podium, gets first place, we're all right.
Okay.
If you're still strong enough at the finish, then it's for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Venezuela is different. We talk about it before the race, then we select somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we know Arthur's plan. Arthur's trying to get on the podium.
I'm glad I got a camera on him and you. But the fact that you guys will be planning, strategizing to try and make sure that you get the best out of everyone that's possibly going to be in that final group. It takes commitment from a team standpoint, because if one of those, if a plan is put in place and one of the links break, meaning somebody doesn't fulfill what they are supposed to do, does that make it even harder for the team to achieve their goal?
Of course. Yeah.
So,
but when that happens, you have to improvise.
Definitely.
Right.
Improvise. If you see your teammate struggling, then okay, he's struggling. You just sit in and let us
go to plan B.
Plan B.
Right. Now, over the years, we've seen the Breakaway group. Obviously, Dominique breaking away. Him and Mark Haverly 2 years ago broke away. You see anybody breaking away this time around? You got some new guys on the block who have been doing rather well in the early part of the season.
Dave McComas.
Yeah.
Shannon Lawrence.
Yeah.
Really strong on hills.
Right.
Yeah.
But Kwame is strong.
Kwame is
Kwame.
But the other youngster you can't really call him Matthew.
Arthir, yes. Extremely strong.
Dead, the little youngster, man.
Yeah.
15 years old, real silly, man.
Well, I mean, a lot will have to be talked to him about making sure his emotions stay in check. He's done well for himself at a young age, but we need to make sure that we keep that emotion on the day, especially because it'll be people lining the streets. It's going to be, once he hits Front Street, it's a totally different kettle of fish.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And does he have that mental strength to hang in there? Because there'll be a lot of guys breathing. You as well. You're hoping to be in that pack as well.
Hopefully.
But they're separated, right? The juniors are separated from the men.
Does he race?
He's a junior, yeah.
He's a junior.
And
he has to race in the junior
I believe
division?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not sure.
He races in 8.
He races in 8,
so maybe
right,
there will be an exception to
I'm
the
not
rule.
sure.
Because, I mean, he's strong enough to hang in there with the A's, so who knows?
But he's on junior gearing as well.
No, he's on junior gearing hanging with the A guys.
Hanging with the A's. So
For people that don't understand what we're talking about, explain it.
junior gearing is you have a smaller ratio of gears because he's a youngster, so his muscles are still developing.
Right.
So he wouldn't have his smallest cork would be like somewhere 3/4 down the way of our cork. So whereas our cork would be an 11 or a sprocket.
Right.
Our smallest would be an 11. His may be 14, 15.
Right. So he's actually got to work a little harder at
For sprints.
For sprinting,
For
he would have to,
sprinting.
yeah. Or on the downhill and the flats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the race actually finishes
Downhill on and a flat.
Yeah.
But there have been youngsters that's won the race for junior gearing, like Kamari Greaves
Right.
a couple of years ago.
Right.
He was on junior gearing.
Yeah.
So like I said, man, here's one youngster to watch out for.
Oh, trust
Anything
me.
can happen on this.
He exploded on the scene in mountain biking, and hasn't looked back yet. I mean, he was teetering on the end of last year's road race season. He was doing well as a junior,
Maybe, yeah.
and then all of a sudden the mountain bike season, he's just been
Well, he's
amazing.
been training a lot with Dominic Mayo as well.
Right.
Before Mayo left, so he's strong kid, man.
Oh yeah. So if he's on the start line, he'd be definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah.
Now, who's your main rivals, Miss Lady, Miss Defending Champion?
Well,
You have a teammate coming
I
back.
have a teammate, Gabby
Yeah.
Arnold, who's been racing overseas,
Right.
and she's super strong
Right.
now. So hopefully she'll be able to show us something.
But you still want to win.
Everybody wants to win, you
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I'll be happy for my teammate if she won, or,
Right.
or you know.
Right.
So Karen Badash,
Yeah.
extremely strong on
Yeah.
hills. She has that explosivity,
Right.
you know, and attacking, really strong on hills. Karen Badash. And Sarah Renee, she's strong as well. You know,
Right.
doing mountain biking and yeah.
So it's all
I don't know.
out
I don't know who else is racing other than those Karen Badash and,
Right.
and Sarah Renee.
Has Nicole put her name for it?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Haven't seen too much of her actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's injury, if it's work commitments. I'm not sure. Not sure. But you have something bigger coming up, don't you?
Yes.
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 Oh yeah. Come July. So this will be a stepping stone to what you will encounter in July come Toronto.
Yes.
You got a little taste of it in Mexico last year.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we don't remember that.
Yeah,
And we're talking about the CAC games in Mexico where that altitude was not the greatest of welcoming committee for you.
Not at
for any
all.
of our riders. Arthur, the day was hotter than Cutmatch.
Oh jeez.
What were you, 8,000 feet?
I'm
above
not
sea
sure.
level.
My head felt like it was going to pop.
But Toronto plans to be a lot more welcoming to you.
Conducive to me, you know.
Yes. And for those that don't know, Zoenique will be representing Bermuda at the Pan American Games.
Yes.
Qualified to spot in the Caribbean Cycling Championships.
Yes.
Yes. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll see how you make out first. Week after that's Monday, and then we'll see how you make out.
At NatWest.
Oh, you're doing NatWest as well?
Yes.
Oh, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
I have to.
So you gonna-
I need to prepare for Pan Am.
Are you using the NetWest as more of a
preparation?
training?
Yeah, preparation. for
Okay,
Pan Am.
so placing is that essential, or is it just putting in the challenge of competing?
Placing is always essential. You know,
Right.
I guess that's a bonus, but I want to see where I am. I want to, you know, I want to do.
Now,
good.
let's talk a little bit about that, because the NetWest Games and the Commonwealth and the Pan
Yeah.
American Games kind of overlap a little.
No.
Yeah, they end end of June, and the opening ceremony is the 10th of July. So, recovery time. How do you plan to recover in between those two events that will be considered major events for you?
Right. I don't plan on going for the
Entire time?
Yeah, the entire time.
Right.
So, and cycling's at the end. It's like
Right.
the 25th of July.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
so
So you'll be coming.
plenty of time.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll be there to see you arrive and get ready and.
See, the anxiety is coming back.
So, Arthur, on the start line, last minute thoughts about what you want to try to achieve. What are you saying to yourself? You've been through it at the start line at Somerset. And the first time you got on that start line for the Sinclair Packard Memorial Race was what, about 4 years ago?
It was 2008.
So we're talking 7 years ago.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
What did you say to yourself there? What have I got myself into?
No. It was like I was just more excited than anything.
Right.
At that point, I was still playing cricket.
Right.
And I've always been a person that loved bikes. And
Right.
just to ride May 24th was a real up for me. Yeah. So it was just like, just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just see what it's like, see what it's about. I hung in pretty well to the end.
Right.
And then Wayne Scott and everybody just came ting. Make you feel real silly. Here you are burying yourself,
Right.
not going there, and they just come close. You're like, you're sitting still. But yeah, it was just a experience for me,
Right.
and just getting into seeing what it's like, and I love it, man. It's like
Fast forward 8 years later, what do you tell yourself when that start line come next week after next Monday?
well, like I said, but done the course many times though, and like I said, I'm not one of the stronger climbers.
Right.
So just hang in, man. Just hold on to those views, man. Hold on to those views, and
Yeah.
but like I said, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen because it's new to everybody.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and there's a number of riders who are like so strong, like like you mentioned earlier, like the David McCummins, the Shannon Lyons, and there's a few riders who haven't won it before,
Right.
who really want to win it.
Yeah.
So we can't count them out either.
Right.
You know, so
Now, so coming out of the East End offers a scenic view, especially coming across the causeway. And you guys have done a lot of time trials and a lot of racing up to the Switzerland roundabout and back. Do you ever, during the middle of a race or any time in the race, kind of let your mind drift to taking a bit of the scenery? No?
You're more focusing on the ride.
Right.
On actually what's happening.
Right.
Like you can't focus on the scenery. If on a time travel, maybe because you're by yourself.
Right.
But when you're there for a group of, I don't know how many, 60, 70 riders.
Right.
You can't be wandering 11 yards one clip because then you're going to bring at least 30, 40 down.
Yeah,
You know,
time.
so you got to stay focused on a race like that.
That's a team event, so you might need to eliminate
Oh, you want to do it that way? You want to knock guys out instead of beat guys.
Worst things have happened.
Yeah.
We've probably been told stories of worst things that happen in cycle races, but the fact that you guys will be one of the groups to make this historic ride, what do you think it would do for cycling in Bermuda in general?
Well, cycling's always is a continuously growing sport. You know, you just like since I started riding, it's developed. I mean, man, it seems like we went from having categories of like citizens, intermediate, open.
Right.
Where the open category is like 4 guys.
Right.
Now you have like 20 guys in the open.
Right.
In the it's called A now. So
Right.
in the B category you have 40, sometimes 50
yeah.
riders.
Right.
I mean, cycling's took off. Man.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's always a continuously growing thing because everybody's trying to get into it because it's a healthy lifestyle to get into. You know, it keeps you fit, stress reliever, everything.
Right.
Hopefully we could get some more women to come out.
Yeah, the
women need to come out.
Well, I think the fact that we need to highlight the women a little more make it to make it that more attractive to the people because you often see a lot of females out with gear cycling.
Yeah.
But then you say to yourself, well,
why are they racing?
Yeah. Maybe because, and I'm really throwing this out, that they believe if they're not in that elite group, then there's no place for them in the cycling. But there are divisions that are created, as you've seen. Now they have the C division. Those are the people that love it, can commit some training time to it, but still want to be a little competitive. That's what DC is.
Well, I think, in just my opinion, for me personally, when I watch the races, watch the guys who race behind the criterions, they go up before me.
Right.
For me, looking, it really is nerve-wracking because they're so close. And
Yes.
But once you're in it, it's different.
Yeah.
It's not like how I see it. It's not how it is when you're actually doing it.
Because if you're standing there and watching it, the one effect you get, especially if you're standing close, and then the bikes go by, you get that wind effect, you get that sound effect.
The sound.
That, hey, this is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, for real.
And your mind starts playing tricks with you because you start saying, if one of these guys go down, it's nowhere to go, sort of thing. That you like to do the morning ride, so you're getting used to who can't hold a line, who can hold. Because that, wouldn't you say the morning rides teaches you how to do that in a safe environment?
Definitely. That's how I started out. I started out with the Sunday ride. I couldn't get over McGold's Hill.
Right.
I had to get pushed up the hill. But seriously, and then, I came out to Saturday rides, and I didn't make it past Tamarind Vale at one point, and another point I didn't make it past Port Royal gas station, and then I couldn't get over Scholar Hill. I couldn't do it, but I guess, just coming out and pushing yourself and I guess giving yourself, a goal, like I'm gonna make it with them. I'm gonna do this, and I guess that's a lot of, my competitive nature as well. And
how long did it take you to get to that point?
I guess the whole first year that I raced.
And how long?
And I was
in
famous 3 years now. 3 years.
So 4 years ago, you decided to hop on a bike. And ride.
I had the straps. So even if you have the straps and you don't have clip-in, I had the straps. I had sneakers and you pushed in, and I changed those out, and I got clip-on shoes. Fell down a couple of times because I didn't know the unclip. So it's okay. Women, come out. If you have a bike, come out.
Yeah, I mean that's the key. There are divisions that I see are being created again, especially in the women. You have the veterans who are very competitive amongst themselves. And there are times where you and Nicole, Karen, sometimes ride in the adult age. Just, I guess, what are you doing? Just challenging yourself to see if you can hang in there, or?
Yeah.
Oh, you get better when you race with guys who are stronger than you.
Right.
So that's just really improved.
Yeah. Now, there was a time when you started out in the B, right?
No, it was called intermediate. It was called Citizens at that point.
Right. And then progressed.
Yeah, basically went from Citizens straight to Open.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you were putting in a lot of time. Again, you were still playing cricket, so you was fit. So I remember a couple of times down in St. David's where I would be recording the cycle race. In the back of your car, you got your cricket gear. Just jump out of one and jump into another, going loads to play cricket. But doing cycling must take a lot of commitment, especially if you want to be good at it and strong at it. And this is one of the reasons why you decided, I had to give up.
Well, with cricket, I just found that I was putting my all into this sport. I love the game so much.
Right.
And yet the other guys was just dragging their feet, man.
Right.
Training sessions, you had 4 guys, 5 guys showing up.
Right.
You gotta pick 11.
Yes.
So there's no need to work hard to get into my spot, because you're gonna pick me even if I don't train. You're not gonna go there with 5 guys.
Right.
So with cycling, man, it's like
you saw the commitment from others.
Yeah.
About to get up 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. but getting up 5 o'clock in the morning, the key to waking up early is to go sleep early.
Right.
You can't be going to bed at 12, 1, 2 in the morning supposed to trying to make 5.
Right.
No, but if you're riding that early in the morning, man, and you do like your hour and a half, 2 hours, it's the best thing in the world. You see the sunrise come out of the east, and it's beautiful, man.
Yeah. For the rest of the day, you're kind of refreshed.
Yeah, refreshed.
Yeah. So we're getting ready to wrap up here, guys. But I do want to thank you for coming on and talking about your experiences thus far.
Thank you for having us.
What your plan is. I'll get your plans written down, and we'll start some odd betting going on around here about who's going to come out on top. But I do want to say enjoy May 25th. The first time it's coming out of the East End. Have fun with it. Do your best. All the training's done. You can't do no more training.
Anything you do now will hurt you.
Folks, thank you very much for joining, and we look forward to seeing you Monday at the finish line with big bright smiles, and hopefully both of you have your hands in the air.